Good morning, you guys, and welcome back. We've got a remodel edition project here, 2 stories tall. Looks like we're gonna have some trouble getting to the top. They don't have stairs built. This is also sort of a violation. You're not supposed to have the 2nd story built without having stairs. We didn't frame this place, we're just here to set windows. Should be a good time. We've got a handful of pillow windows on the inside here. I'm gonna run around and check rough openings first to get kicked off, make sure that all of our ROs are correct. It should be about a 1/2 inch over top and bottom. And then we're gonna start spreading these windows out, figure out how to reach everything. We've got a couple that are up really high. I've got scaffold coming, but not sure it's gonna be enough. We'll talk about setting windows, flashing methods, and more. This building doesn't have zip, so you guys are gonna get to see the old-fashioned traditional way of setting windows. If you guys are new here, my name is Matt with MattBangsWood. I show you guys the ins and outs of construction and everything else. Let's get to it. So we need to figure out where the windows are actually going, make sure sizing's correct. We have access to the top somehow?
I think it's inside.
Is it inside? Okay. Kind of a ninja. I know you didn't know this about me, but...
Most people don't know this about me, but...
So we need to get up to here. I think we'll just do the extension ladder from here up to here. Okay, yeah, we'll set that up right here then. Kind of a weird setup. I don't know where the stairs are going, but yeah, we could hop up there, grab the extension ladder, we'll set that up. This window on the back here is gonna be the hardest one to get to. Did you see this yet? I can set it off the extension ladder, the bathroom window up at the very top. We'll make it work. And then this one here, we can plank across the scaffold or something. This is gonna be a door. Concrete needs to be cut back, it looks like. So how many windows do we have? We have 1, we have 2, we have 3. We have, is there any windows on this side? 4. We have 5, we have 6. It's quite the window package. And 7. We're not gonna be here long. So we've only got what looks like 7 windows here. There's a couple on the 2nd story, there's a couple downstairs. Really not a big deal. I know that we've talked a lot about pricing as far as rough framing goes, but we haven't ever gotten too much into windows. We haven't gotten too much into doors. We haven't gotten too much into anything outside of just rough framing like what you guys see here. If we're building a house, new construction, we're doing the framing, we're doing the siding, maybe the foundation as well, and we're setting the windows. I set the windows at a set price, $175 to $225 depending on the cost of the window and the cost of the flashing material that we're using. So that includes the labor to install the window, that includes the flashing install, the tape, everything should be done. You should be ready to side after that. So on a project like this, your 7 windows times, let's just say $200, this project's only gonna pay about $1,400. Now, the problem is we weren't here already. We didn't frame everything. We aren't already established here, so we have to bring scaffold, we have to set up, break down, all that good stuff. We'll be done here in a couple hours, but price is definitely gonna be up a little bit higher than that. So on a new construction build, if you guys are setting your own windows, back in the day, my pops and my grandfather used to set windows at $5 a hole. So they would get provided the material and $5 labor per hole, they'd set windows. They were on track homes, big projects, massive amounts of windows to set. They would just go through tacking windows. That was back in the day when you would set the window with a nail, put it halfway in there, and then bend it over the flange, and that was it. Hardly anything fasten those things to the wall. Today that's a little bit different. Our flashing details are better. We've got a ton of screws going into it and much more. We'll talk about that in a bit. Let's get up here. What's crazy is this little place. This is gonna be an ADU, it looks like. So separate rental. You have 1 bedroom, you have 1 bathroom. What do you think this place will rent for?
45. I guess.
It's absurd. So we have access to this one from the deck and this little roof. I have deck out front, so access. This one I've got access from the roof there. This one I don't. And the biggest window, I got nothing. We have suction cups though that'll go to the back of this window, so you can kind of lift it, stick it through and hold it in, and somebody can go on an extension ladder. We should be able to make it work. Before that though, open up all the windows, start prepping all the openings, go quick. looks like bottom needs to come this way. Just a fuzz. A pencil thickness right here is a 1/4 inch. So we use pencils as a gauge. It's the whole purpose of these construction pencils. For the bottom, we put 3 of them in all the way across. That holds the bottom of the window up a 1/4 inch. On a typical RO, whatever your RO is, your window is gonna be a 1/2 inch under. So on this one, we're 48 inches. This window will measure out to 47.5. And you want to have an equal gap on the bottom as you do the top and the sides. So the width of the window and the height of the window are a 1/2 inch smaller than here. So when you put 1/4 inch here all the way across, you end up with 1/4 inch across the top. Split the difference on the sides, 1/4, and you're good to go. Make sure it's plumb, make sure it opens, reveals good. Screw her off. So the window is framed at 36 by 36, but the actual window itself is 35.5 by 35.5. That gives you a 1/4 inch reveal all the way around the outside. Construction pencil is a 1/4 inch thick. Stick it underneath here. That spaces you equally up there. Some people will just slam them directly onto the sill. We've had some people in the past do that, and what happens is you end up with a 1/2 inch gap. You can stick your fingers clear into here, and then you can also see the holes from the flange. We don't want to be able to see any of the holes from the nail flange, so 1/4 inch off the bottom. We're good to go all the way around. These things are a lifesaver. We're gonna set this from the inside out. Good to go. And then when you wanna release it, then you could peel the top, comes right off. Reveals good. That thing's killer. So we always cut the sides, the bottom, and install those. Window goes in, then this goes on top. So we'll just cut this for length, put it on the side here. Once the window gets set, caulk screwed in, we'll put the top flashing piece on. Installing windows with zip system sheathing is 10 times easier. I enjoy it way more because you're just going to install a little sill flashing, which is just our standard little tape, all the way across the bottom. Set the window, then you're gonna go around with flashing tape around the outside. This I've never really enjoyed DuPont. Have to overlap stuff on the bottom.
And this is his cell phone?
Doesn't work out, don't like it. $5, $10, $15, $20. We've made $25 today. Doing good. So we've got all of our windows put in. We've been here for about an hour. We have a slider to dry set right here just to put in so the weather doesn't beat this place up anymore. This is why you use Advantech floor sheathing. This stuff is hammered. So they framed this opening 2 inches short. You guys have talked with me a ton about windows and door openings. This is a 6'8" slider. On a typical door, 6'8", you'd add 2 inches to the top and then 5 inches to the width. On a slider, you don't add anything to the top. It's like a window. So this is 6'7.5", and their opening is 6'10". We're gonna put in this little piece. We're gonna have to drop down these windows to where they're all level across the top eventually. That's just temporary for right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the slider being 2 inches lower than the windows, if it were siding, it wouldn't look good. The trim would come across and it just wouldn't match up. So what we're gonna have to do is reframe these openings that didn't get framed correctly, because I still have my full finger up in here. If we were going off of 1995 piece rate, we would have made $35 today, and I don't think any of us would have enough for food, drinks, gas, or living. Luckily, inflation has hit us like a tank, and we now get 200 plus to set these. To close out this window setting video, if you have any questions whatsoever, drop them in the comments. I wanted to tell you guys a story about when I was 16 years old. I just gotten started in the trades. I was a laborer for my uncle, who was a general contractor. We were setting windows on a very high-end project. My pops worked for him at the time, and I had just gotten going. We were setting windows, and the way that we would do it back then is we would tack a nail in the top right, top left-hand corner, and then go through and screw it off afterwards. Now, my job was to tack the nail in the top right-hand corner. I don't know who gave me that job, considering these windows were very pricey. So the first window we set, there's 30 plus windows. First window we set, I go to tack the corner, and I smack the corner of the window flange and break it off. And I thought, I'm done, I'm fired. I'm on, like, I don't even know, my first month or two of work. I'm out of here. The window broke, top right-hand corner, and looking back now, it probably wasn't the right thing to do, but I took the little piece because I was worried about losing my job, and I threw it out into the woods, and I went and told them that the window was broken. And they told me, well, you should have looked at it before you set it. And I said, I know, I'm wrong. I didn't want to tell them that I broke it, because one, I didn't have the money to replace it, and two, I shouldn't have lied. Anyways, after that, we went down and checked every window. And out of the 30 plus windows, I think 10 plus of them had broken flanges. So window manufacturer got called up, the windows got shipped back, all of them, and then brand new ones sent back out. So I messed up the window. Someone was looking out for me then, because the rest of them were messed up and I didn't hit them with a hammer. Moral of that story, I don't really know. You shouldn't lie, but little 16-year-old me was worried about losing his job. So that's a wrap on our window setting video. I hope you guys enjoyed getting a look into that. If you have any questions about how to set windows, manufacturer's specs, tools we're using, or more, drop a comment down below. The link to the suction cups, I love those things. We've set some big stuff like sliding glass doors, double up on both sides, you can lift them up, perfect. Links in the description, go check it out. I'm on a project right now that you guys will see in the near future where we are structurally retrofitting this place to not fall down. More on that later. If you guys have any topics that you'd like me to cover, tools, education, just day-to-day building like you've been seeing lately, let me know in the comments, we'll make it happen. We've got a great team built out and a ton of stuff coming your way in 2024. See you guys next time.